Okay, let's go over the where we started, which was the 3 lessons ago over here on the left. So the big thing here is that how you tried to get a wind up, the big shoulder turn and the hip turn. You had no resistance, and all this turning energy this way. Basically, that puts your energy, or your what we call someone's center mass, you're way in front of the ball. So now you have to get get this going back the other way and get back behind it. And that's why it was hard to be consistent. You could go down and hit a wedge. You see your body's trying to get back behind it, but right now that's your release point where everything is lined up with that forearm, and this is here, but we're way away from the ball. So then your right hand has to do the scoop. If you didn't do the scoop, you'd hit weight behind it. You had your lofts, and you can't get your power. So your body's just trying to, at this point, you'll see your body come straight up, and it's trying to get some room because you're just ready to flip. It's a symptom. Now the key is you keep repeating the pattern, nothing changes. We have to change stuff. And the main thing is just the grip and the backswing we started with. So this is our starting point, and over here was today. Now the big thing is we wanted you to feel like you're punching, and we'll do the drill in a second, but I wanted you to eventually tighten up the core muscles, which is these muscles right in here. And they feel like they were restrictive, and you feel like you're punching the wall to here. So that just felt like you're kind of going to here, and that kind of stabilized your swing. Now your center mass is now where it's like they're more on top of it, so now you can move, stay behind it, and get your hit. Now you still have a little bit of a lift. That's because there is a little bit of a flip, but this one's not bad. And if you have this backswing here, you can now develop a golf swing through the ball. You just can't develop a swing from over here. Just can't get the energy to turn back around. So let's go over the drills, how we got there. And it's a couple of things we talked about, but you made a lot of great changes here. Look how your club's up here in a much compact place. See where it's here. Just can't recover from there. Not really getting any power there anyway, but you can just see how your hips are more connected to the ground, and here they are in this sideways angle to the ball. See, that's your energy mass is at in front. So we just can't get any power from there, so everything's tightened up. So let's look at the drills and everything we've talked about, and we're going to see one more thing that you swung today. Also, let's pull away this one. So there's a few stretches we wanted to work on. So the first one in this drill, I'm going to put the club right at the middle of my belt buckle, my driver. It works the best with a driver. I'm going to cross my arms. I'm going to feel my arms kind of in my ribs. So I'm going to feel like I'm moving from the top of my ribs is where I'm going to feel like I'm going to try to rotate from. This part is going to feel resisting, meaning I'm going to feel energy being pushed down, and my top of my thighs feel like they're going to create a spring action there, and I'm just going to turn. Now, the key in this drill is I want that club not to move a whole lot. And you can see here in your original swing, let's pull that up. In your original swing, you can see all the movement in your hips out of position. So this first part is to feel that resistance. Then the next thing we're going to do is what we talked about. Now here's the thing is don't turn from the shoulders. This is you making this big shoulder turn. This is more chest and core and resist. And I'll keep that driver shaft there and it'll move a little bit, but I'm trying to keep it right on top of my belt buckle. Now what I'm going to do is punch we called punching the wall. So pretend there's a wall here, and I'm going to punch the wall. Boom. As I rotate from my core and I punch, my hands are going to be more out away from me. This creates another stretch. So I got bunch of stretches going on here. I got one here, here, and now I got a new stretch here. So I'm building this rubber band for power because we're trying to build this spring of energy to go back to the other way. So we're punching the wall that way. Now I'm going to grip the golf club. I'm going to have that same feeling. And that's your stretch. And that's why we're going to end up with a lot of energy being stored up here, and that will put my center mass behind the ball. And then from here, we can now go work on, we'll see in a second. Now, if we go over here, I want to show you the last swing you did after we swung with a little orange whip thing. You can see how that starts like that. That was you restricting and stretching. That looks great. And that should be your backswing. Because right there you can get power. So the next thing is we got to hit the bag. Oh yeah, from this side, it's important. You'll see me, when I move my core, I'm going to come in and move and resist. But when I punch, I'm punching kind of straight back, slightly maybe inside. But you still see my core moving as I punch. And I feel that resistance. Now let's go to the drills. Now when we go to the ball, we need to apply a force. We've got our spring. Yeah, let's look at Jon. So there's Jon Rahm's backswing. You see how your new swing over here, see how that same look? That's a powerful look there for you. That's where your power is anyway. So let's go back here to, we got Roy, so me and Roy over here on the right. We're doing the bag drill. Now here's what I want you to feel. Is you're not going to feel the stretch in the arms in this drill. You're going to feel the core still. You're going to feel that core strength here on the ground. And we're going to apply force to that bag. So if you can see me and Roy, how we're playing leverage. But we're doing it with this wrist being here, creating that leverage where we're not flipping. We don't want to flip, so that gets you to this angle. So now pretend you're hitting the bag there. So that's your force. Now we don't want to turn this into a punch shot. This is where you let this thing let you fly. There's a hit and then let it release everything. Hit and let go. So this is that feeling of hitting the bag. So once we're here, we're going to apply leverage from the core, the arms, and hitting the bag. We'll go to Jon Rahm. Just do the same drill, applying leverage the same way. The last thing is we want a slingshot. So if you watch these tour players, they're going to get the hit. And here's where they're not doing a punch shot. They just stored up all this energy and they're just going to release everything they got. Hips, chest, arms, club, let it fly. And this way you just let everything fly. Now it'll feel all the energy getting into that golf club. And that speeds it up. And that's much better there. Then you can kind of come up to the finish. Now the last thing we talked about him doing it as a drill would be that chipping drill. Let's move ahead to it. So the chipping drill is a good one for you. It's just, if you can see over here, just I'm doing the drill that we just did with hitting the bag. I'm hitting with his because I want that leverage feeling. We have a shaft lean, elbow bent, wrist bent. And again, we're just trying to play leverage. That looks below as I play leverage. You can see how I'm going to hit the ball, hits the ground, and it pops it off the face, and it pops it up in there. We're not really getting under, we're playing leverage. And then with two hands, it looks identical. And then if I'm hitting the bag, I'm playing leverage. A small version of the same thing, so that's working on your short game also.